John Herbert Dillinger was born into a middle-class family on June 22, 1903, in Indianapolis, Indiana, the younger of two children born to John Wilson Dillinger and Mary Ellen Mollie Lancaster. Dillinger's mother, Mary, died when he was just 4. Shortly after, his father remarried after the family had migrated to a small farm in Mooresville, Indiana. Dillinger's father had several children with his new wife, thereby making Dillinger's older sister responsible for his upbringing. Dillinger disliked his stepmother and was never in good terms with his father, who meted out physical punishment to him due to his stubbornness and juvenile crimes. Due to his stubbornness, Dillinger joined the Navy in 1923. He soon grew tired of it, ultimately deserting. He was dishonorably discharged and returned home. Upon his return, he met and married 17-year-old Beryl Hovius in 1924. He was only 21. The marriage lasted a mere 2 years as he was unable to preserve his marriage and hold on to his job. Following the end of his marriage, Dillinger moved to Indianapolis, where he met Ed Singleton, a former convict, while working at a grocery store. Dillinger was taken under Singleton's wing and with him committed his first heist, a botched grocery store holdup. The robbery went bad as Dillinger knocked the store owner unconscious. He fled the scene thinking the owner was dead and was caught as Singleton, upon hearing Dillinger's gun go off, panicked and drove away with a getaway car, stranding Dillinger. Having no legal experience, Dillinger pled guilty and received a 10-year prison sentence. Singleton was later arrested and received just 5 years. During his time in prison, Dillinger strategized and planned his revenge against the justice system. He was released a year earlier for good behavior on parole in 1933, 4 years after the start of the Great Depression. While in prison, Dillinger broadened his horizon, learning from seasoned bank robbers in preparation for a future in crime. Within a week of being released from prison, Dillinger assembled a gang and began executing plans to send arms to his friends at Indiana State Prison for escape. But his plans were disrupted as a day before the planned prison break, September 22, 1933, police, on a tip, raided the old house where Dillinger and his newly choreographed gang had set up residence. He was arrested again and transferred to Allen County Jail in Limia, Ohio. The arrest only proved Dillinger's loyalty to his friends, and they returned the favor by breaking him out of jail, dressed as police officers. On June 21, 1933, Dillinger robbed his first bank, taking $10,000 from the New Carlisle National Bank in New Carlisle, Ohio. That marked his onset of his vocation in robbery. In his lifetime, Dillinger racked up more than $300,000 throughout his bank robbing career. After his first successful heist, Dillinger robbed more banks. Some of the banks were commercial banks in Delafield, Montpelier National Bank in Montpelier, Bluffton Bank in Bluffton, Ohio, Massachusetts Avenue State Bank in Indianapolis, Central Nation Bank and Trust Co. in Greencastle, Indiana, American Bank and Trust Co. in Racine, Wisconsin, Unity Trust and Savings Bank in Chicago, Illinois, all in 1933. In 1934, he launched another slew of robbery. First National Bank in East Chicago, Indiana, Securities National Bank and Trust Co. in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, First National Bank in Mason City, Iowa, Merchants National Bank in South Bend, Indiana. The East Chicago robbery on January 15, 1934, Dillinger shot at a police officer, thereby adding murder to his growing list of charges. Shortly after the East Chicago robbery, Dillinger and his friends were found and arrested again by the police in Tucson, Arizona. This time around, the police had him carefully secured and sent to Indiana by aircraft, where he could be tried for murder. Dillinger was placed under high security at the jail in Crown Point, Indiana, and was treated as though he had all due intent to try another escape. Conversely, as things settled down, the armed patrol guards on the streets surrounding the prison were dismissed, and indoor guards relapsed. This gave Dillinger the room to carve a fake gun and use it to escape by taking one hostage and forcing him to lead him out of prison. He then hijacked a car from a nearby alley. Dillinger was on the road again with 2 hostages in tow. But then he made the fatal mistake of crossing state borders in a stolen car, bringing his crimes under FBI jurisdiction. A special squad was appointed led by Agent Melvin Purvis to track down Dillinger. After several close brushes with the cops and losing Freche, his former girlfriend who he teamed up with en route escape, Dillinger set up camp at Little Bohemia Lodge, Wisconsin, hiding out with a company of criminals, including Babyface Nelson, Homo Van Meter, and Tommy Carroll. Concerned residents and the inn owners tipped off the authorities, and again the FBI raided the place. But Dillinger managed to slip away. It was at that point Dillinger decided to undergo major plastic surgery. The surgery was successful, and everything about him was changed, except his devious eyes, which earned him the nickname Snake Eyes. Dillinger's last stage bank robbery was in South Bend, Indiana, where he killed another policeman. As a result, the authorities placed a $10,000 reward on Dillinger's head. A month after, a friend of Dillinger's, an illegal immigrant working at a brothel under the stage name Anna Sage, tipped off the police on Dillinger's location on a promise not to be deported. Dillinger was fatally shot in the shootout that ensued when he noticed that he'd been made. Despite rumors surrounding Dillinger's death as to whether the man that was shot was truly him or not, his body was positively identified by John Dillinger's sister upon viewing a characteristic scar on his leg. Also, the fingerprints recovered from the victim showed consistent features with Dillinger's known fingerprints, though they were poor in quality because Dillinger had attempted to remove his fingerprints by burning them with acid. The change in eye color can be explained through post-mortem pigment changes in the eye. Thank you very much for watching our videos. We'd like to give you another interesting video for you to enjoy next. But before then, our team will be very happy if you can like this video and share it with your friends on social media. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss other interesting videos like this. Look at your screen now to see 2 other videos we handpicked for you to enjoy next. We love you.